Hi, hello, it's me, Vic again. I think this is my third time in a row streaming. I think that's a record, so that's certainly fun. Uh, anyways, I've got Dark Tide working. I've not spent an hour trying to download it like last time. However, it is kind of difficult to or it's rather difficult on my computer. It's rather hard on my computer is perhaps the better way of saying it. So we're not going to be streaming it because I think if I did that, it would. Sorry, that's me looking at my clock. It might burn down the house. It is 28 degrees outside. I think it is probably warm enough to warm my computer up to warm the outside a couple of degrees. Yeah. Anywho, I do have a project that I'm supposed to be working on for one of my classes, and I'm just gonna go ahead and do some research on that. I'm not gonna do any like hard research or anything. Excuse me. So, uh, let's see. Oh, there's a bunch of buttons here I need to press in order to figure out this thingy. Um, yes. So, uh, what am I thinking? What am I thinking about? Right, I'm working on this project and I'm going to attempt to talk and work on this project at the same time. I'm not really so much completing the project as I am just making notes and getting ready to complete it. So that should be fun. It's not like a super hard one. It's essentially making a video. I'm making a video, which I mean I've done countless times before. You have not seen all of them because not all of them are on this channel, and not all of them I've uploaded to the internet, and not all of some of them I've done for practice or whatever. You know, I've deleted a couple. Regardless, again, I have a fair amount of experience with that, so this is gonna be easy breezy cover girl once I get it done, once I get the script done, it's probably going to be the hardest part. Well, she wants us to do a PowerPoint as well, so I'll have to work on that. I'll probably work on notes. I'll probably get in like the notes section on things I want to do. So it'll be, let's see, 5 minute lesson, 3 to 5 minute lesson. 3 to 5 minute PowerPoint. So, I mean, that's not too difficult. That's like 2, 3 pages worth of notes, worth of scriptish. A little more if I drinking a little bit of. I found some Pepsi cream soda cola, and it's got like this weird side taste, not even like an aftertaste, like a side taste that's like really almost kind of cotton candy-ish. It's very odd, but not bad. It's not like great. I think a lot of people probably wouldn't like it, especially considering a lot of people don't like Pepsi in the first place. But I enjoy, well, I shouldn't say enjoy. I'm addicted to Pepsi hopelessly, so, you know, that's my life. But yeah. So, anyways, not it's not too bad. Um, why is this not working? That's weird. That is my life right now. I think this is one of the not. I think this is one of the big projects that I have to do before before I can really start focusing on streaming. So that's certainly good. I'm going to do this, and then I'm got a final for math, and I've got a final for chemistry, and after that it should be we should be pretty good. I plan on doing a couple of things as soon as I get that done. If especially if I can stop. What was I gonna say? Stop procrastinating. Procrastinating on the words I'm saying. Dark Tide's pretty fun. I would recommend it kind of. Um, if your computer's not very strong, mine can run most games on moderate. If you can run most games on like moderate to high, you can probably play this game, but even then it's still kind of buggy. If you can't run games in moderate, probably won't be able to play just due to terrible, terrible lag. Like it's not like my computer's super weak. Like I said, I can play most games on moderate. It's just this game is really intensive on the CPU for some reason, and I think not. I think my CPU is. I made this computer like 2 3 years ago, and I have not. I have not. Sorry, I was reading this document here. I was not. I don't even remember what I was gonna say. Oh yeah, I was not certain I was gonna be able to run it. I ran it. I bought it. I ran it. I was like, if this doesn't work, I am just going to refund it because I mean it's insane how badly optimized this game is. It's honestly kind of offensive, and I almost kind of feel bad for buying it. It is that legitimately bad in uh terms of optimization that just supporting it kind of makes me feel bad. It's a dilemma nowadays. I mean, at least they're not involved in any like shady scandals or whatever, you know. Oh well, that peaked for some reason. Let me turn my mic volume down a little bit. Um, but yeah, so I don't know. It's tough being a consumer nowadays. It's like that. Um, the Good Place season 3 and the conversation it has about ethical consumerism. I'm not gonna spoil it because it's a good show. If you haven't seen it, I would recommend it. I'm kind of surprised I haven't recommended more shows in the past. Man, I really need to update my. Wait, hold on. I want to do something really fast with my model here. Oh, I muted myself. That's fun. I should. Is it a learning experience? I guess. Hopefully, am I still going? Yeah, I'm still going. Okay. My internet is having some problems. I think it's a DNS issue, and I'm already connected through to YouTube, so hopefully it shouldn't be that big of a deal. I said a lot of things. It's basically just saying, getting pretty far in Pixelmon. Um, I feel like Pixelmon is just a better Pokemon variant. Uh, and I don't know if that's a controversial opinion or not, but I really love Legends of Arceus. And I feel like Pixelmon is just Legends of Arceus taken to the next step. And I feel like you can play it multiplayer, you can play it single player, you can like take your Pokemon with you to another world if you wanted to, if you're like the OP or whatever, sort of competitive Pokemon for which there's that one website that I forget the name of. There's some website you can play competitive Pokemon on. But I mean, other than that, it's like, why would we ever want to do anything but Pixelmon? Sort of copyright strikes, I suppose. That's a definite worry. Why is my model so laggy? Oh, maybe it's because I'm booting up Pixelmon. I mentioned I was booting up Pixelmon while I was muted. No, Pixelmon isn't taking up that much resources for my computer for this to be happening. I don't know what's happening. It might be Chrome because I'm opening a bunch of tabs for research. I am thinking I'm thinking of I am thinking of moving my base from my world over to another world that has like biomes of plenty or something like that. I need to do some research because this Pixelmon version is a little older, so I need to figure out it has compatibility with either biomes of plenty or biomes you'll go, something like that. And I'm kind of getting tired of the terrain generation in the Minecraft world I'm currently in, so I might just copy and paste the whole setup and move it somewhere else. That's gonna be kind of a not a task. It's not gonna be hard. It's just going to be effort, which effort I don't really like putting in, if I'm being honest with you. I wait, what is this? It's a where is this? This is about CGI, but that's not what the. I'm so confused right now. I think my professor is also a little confused. She says, "Here's a link linking to certain information on this topic," and then the link leads to something else entirely. So that's fun. Now I've got to reopen all the tabs I had open and try and figure out what is the right link for me to click. I don't. It's not mandatory for me to see this. I'll admit, it's not like me not seeing this will affect my grade. This is not something that I is part of the project, but it gives me an idea for what she wants me to do exactly. So in that respect, not seeing it is a bit of an issue, as it's were. Okay. This right here, and then let's click on this right here. I'm so confused. Dude, it's one link, but it links to something else. That's confusing. Oh, do you know what this is? Oh my God. She she titled the link, but then you know how there can be like the name of a link and then like the URL to a link? She put the URL of the link in the name and she put a random link in the link. That was really confusing me because I was like, this doesn't make sense for what she was saying. But this is far more helpful than what I had previously. JSTOR is an amazing resource. I've never really thought about how exactly JSTOR works. I wonder if it's just a bunch of universities pulled their money in order to do this or how it works exactly. Let's look it up. Ithaca, we're a learning organization, a nonprofit with a mission to improve access to knowledge and education for people around the world. I can appreciate that, but also half of your reports you cannot access without a like credentials from a university. Excuse me, I realized I've forgotten to take my what is this? Nasal spray. Hold on 1 second. Hopefully I'll remember to unmute this time. I had one of those, what are they called? The nurses that can act as doctors. I forget what they're called. I had one of them tell me that I have very bad allergies. And I don't, I went in 2 separate times one time because my ear was having some issues. I make that sound very weird, but basically, I thought there was a bunch of earwax in there. She said, no, there's no earwax in there. You just have allergies. I was like, I never knew that allergies caused earaches like that. Or not earaches, but tightness or whatever. Um, when the next time, because I was like, my throat feels weird. I think I might have I was gonna say gallstone. No, tonsil stone. I thought I had a tonsil stone. And she said, no, you have allergies still, dummy. And I was like, how does that work? How does that work? How does how do I have like a feeling that something is in my throat and it's allergies? I mean, I should really probably just see ENT, ears, nose, ears, nose, throat, ENT doctor, ears, nose, throat. Oh my god, otorhinolarian, otor, otorhino, otorhinolary, otorhinolary. Otorhinolaryngology. Dear God, who made this word? That is miserable. Yeah, ear, nose, throat. I'm just gonna say that. Oh yeah. Uh, we've gotten halfway through and I haven't really thought about the fact, so that's fun. One of my friends is playing Dark Tide without me and I feel slightly offended that I was not told they were playing Dark Tide. I guess if they don't tell me you're playing Dark Tide, are you really my friend? Answers maybe not. Find out more at 11. I made this sound really sad. I meant that as a joke. I'm just also, again, researching, so it may sound a little off because I am reading and attempting to entertain at the same time. Ooh, imagine that. Imagine wanting to do that. What a nerd. Be a massive nerd to do something like that, you see. I have a professor in a math class that I feel like I have learned maybe 10 things from. He is a particularly eccentric individual, but I feel, and he is a very smart individual, but I can't tell if he like taught it so well that I only felt like we didn't learn much, or if we legitimately did not learn much, because I had taken this math class in a previous institution and unfortunately was unable to continue midway through the semester, so I had to drop it, and I feel as though I learned midway through a lot more in that class than I did in this class. So I am not necessarily looking forward. Hopefully I just learned a lot and I didn't realize it. But you know, kind of a miserable situation to be in if it turns out that I really needed to know that stuff. So I am definitely a little paranoid in that regard. Hey, Pixelmon booted and I forgot about it. I don't know I'm going to be able to do research and talk at the same time. It may be a little difficultly. I've gotten a bunch of sources, but it's a matter of actually reading them out loud. That is a bit of an effort. Okay, so how do we start? How do you start researching? How I start researching is by kind of getting what I want to say down, like the thesis statement, and then I kind of work backwards. I'd make like an intro kind of paragraph, and make like a central kind of paragraph, and I make an ending, and I would just kind of work in. I say these are the things we need. Excuse me. These are the things that we need if we want to talk about these things. Then I kind of make a little list, and I just continue to kind of fill in those blanks. I work outside in, top down. Yeah, something like that. I feel like I'm not quite looking at the camera. It's fine. But yeah, so that's the way I kind of work with scripts and videos and honestly essays and assignments in general. Whenever I have to write something, I feel like that's just a very efficient way of looking at it. I Oh goodness, my stomach is a little upset. I don't What did I eat today? I had some frozen food. I'm very lazy. I would like to cook every day, but that sounds like a whole bunch of time and effort. I'm very bad at it. Or not, I'm bad at like the other stuff, like keeping an eye on what's in the pantry and what's in the refrigerator, and then working those together into making meals that kind of work with the same ingredients and stuff like that. If somebody just laid out the ingredients, I could probably make stuff pretty alright every night. But it's like going to the grocery store, figuring out the types of ingredients I need for certain types of dishes for a period of time, going home, putting all the stuff away, making those dishes, maybe trying to leave some leftovers, figuring out if I want to make leftovers, figuring out how much I need to leave if I want to make another dish tomorrow. I generally only eat like once a day and just kind of also snack throughout. I'm not too worried about like my weight, or I'm worried about my health a little bit, but that's for a variety of reasons, only a small part of which is my nutrition. Although I definitely should eat better. I definitely try and get the like healthier frozen meals. I do kind of make meals every so often, and obviously I'm not against like making PB&J or toast or sandwiches, or some like rice and like chicken or whatever. It's not like I'm against that. It's just once you start getting into dishes that require more than a couple of ingredients and more than a modicum of like, hey, what do we have in the pantry, is when it starts to get into a little more dicey territory. There's definitely a period in my life where when I didn't have the resources to be able to cook every day, that I was like, I really want to cook every day. I really, really want to cook every day, but it's unfortunate the way that life works sometimes, and I get to the point where uh, apathy kicks in, and I'm just like, well, I've got other things I want to do with my time. I'm already portioning it out and doing a bunch of weird stuff to try and save time, and I don't know. Let's see, I'm booted into Pixelmon now. It is loaded. My world is loaded. There's no eggs waiting for me, so I'm gonna go AFK in a corner. That's not Actually, I guess I don't have to hatch any eggs, so I'm gonna AFK in a corner until they make it a baby. In which case, I made a egg hatcher, so I'll utilize that at some point. Ay. I wish I could stream Dark Tide. I wish I had the computer for it. Maybe if this ever takes off, I might. I definitely want to do some other projects though. Definitely want to work on the Mafia thing. I definitely want to work on the subreddit. I definitely want to work on just videos. I'm getting a lot more comfortable on stream, getting a lot more comfortable talking while doing other things. I think maybe like another week or so, and I'll transition into like an hour, 30 minutes of me talking, and then 30 minutes of gameplay. I think that's probably the best way of doing it. I just want to, the absolute main thing I want to do is just make sure I can continuously do this. It is so hard to like carve out 30 minutes of your life when that wasn't carved out before, when you want to make something happen. You just need to do it. Maybe I should do this earlier, like three or four because I feel like things don't really happen for me around three or four. So maybe doing things around three or four would be a good idea. But then again, next semester I have classes at like three or four, so that's a bit of an issue. Not a big fan of having classes at like three or four, but you have to do what you have to do. And some of the classes I'm taking, that's just how it ends up being. Uh, Man, I am attempting to type and talk, and it is a little bit difficult. It's thinking and talking when, especially when I'm not talking about what I'm thinking about, is definitely difficult because you kind of gotta have two trains of mind running at the same time, and it feels like that one meme where it's like the tram, the trolley problem, and they like drift across two tracks, and it kind of feels like I'm doing that right now, except instead of people, one side is my grade, and I am just utterly annihilating that is going down the drain. On the other side is my entertainment level that is also going down the drain. I apologize. Hope nobody's actually watching this. um, and it is definitely a little bit difficult. I'm getting a good idea for what I want to do for my essay, but actually writing anything down is definitely more difficult. I think I could see myself doing this a little more comfortably in the future. I get a little bit better at talking and thinking separately, which is obviously a skill I'm gonna have to have. Um, but it doesn't help it when I gesticulate with my hands. I think at some point in the future I may just have, I don't know, like ASMR typing stream or something. Who knows? Can you hear this? No, you cannot. So no point in an ASMR typing stream, and I do not have an ASMR mic. So there's no point in an ASMR typing stream. Maybe they can have a ASMR me breathing into my normal microphone stream. Wouldn't that be fun? Me just see typing wears me out very quickly. Playing video games, not so much as one might not imagine. Might not make that connection, but alas, that is the case. Evie, why haven't you laid an egg yet? Well, I guess Ditto. Ditto's the female here. I'm actually almost done with this stream, so I can maybe get some structure done with this stuff. But I feel like it's not been a terrible stream. I don't think there's been too many extended periods of silence. What do you call that? Dead air? Yeah, dead air. There's not been too much dead air, so that's certainly good. One thing I want to work on besides, just talking and thinking at the same time is also controlling the screen a little better. It feels it is difficult because you have to do certain button presses that may be difficult, especially while playing a video game or talking and thinking about other stuff or typing stuff. It'd be nice if I could maybe get some other kind of setup for that. I don't know what I would do, but the keybinds I have set up for it are not particularly convenient, which is not very good. Maybe there's some way I can figure it out. It's not super important, but either way, I'll go till 10:30. It's been 30 minutes streaming, but I'll wait till 10:30. I often think about streaming even when I'm not streaming, but then when I'm streaming, it's like I never do the things I want to talk about or think about or whatever. It really is like my mind, like a code switch. When you're, I think code switching might generally be more. Um, I think code switching might generally be more how you talk rather than how you carry yourself, but it's still. Um, I'm not gonna say I don't know exactly what the term would be. Hold on one second, sorry. When you kind of have like two entire different mindsets as opposed to just speaking in two different ways. I don't know. Almost kind of a like the doorway effect. I don't know if y'all have ever heard of the doorway effect before, But the basic idea is that what happens when you go through a door and you forget everything that just happened. Um, it is a known psychological event where a person's memory declines when passing through a doorway, moving from one location to another, when it would not if they had remained in the same place. And there is a particular evolutionary theory in it about it. People suspect that uh, that like the information around you. No, wait, what? It has been proposed that the doorway effect may be attributed to self-preservation behaviors, evoking alertness towards the lurking or predators on the edge of openings and crossing such thresholds. I apologize. I don't know what I ate today. Anywho, it's a real effect that people have studied. Apparently, not too much, given there's only 17 references, which is not a whole lot when you think about it for Wikipedia. And a lot of those are going to be like news articles or whatever, or just articles reporting on studies or whatever. Tom Stafford from BBC. What do you think? It's too long. I don't care. But yeah, it's a real thing, and I feel like there's like a streaming effect when I sit down and stream. I don't even like separately stream or whatever. I don't like get up or move anywhere to stream. I don't do anything particularly different, but it's just when I do stream, the it's just I don't really think about anything. I've heard that a lot with like improv and stand up and stuff, and hell, even just doing podcasts where people will not remember anything they did in the stream or in the podcast or in the improv show or whatever. It just kind of goes and fades, and I feel like that's kind of the same thing with me. I just don't remember this. It's like a different life. It's like what's that one really good? Apple show, Severance. Yes, Severance. It's like Severance. That was such a good show. If you haven't seen that and you're looking for kind of like a, I don't even know how to describe it. The basic idea is what I just described. Imagine somebody like cut off the part of your brain that is the work brain and the normal brain, and that's pretty much the show. And it's very interesting. I highly recommend it. I am done for now. I really have to work on this. It's due in like 2 days. I've done absolutely nothing on it. It was open the whole semester, so I'm going to head out. I've had a very good time streaming. I'm enjoying this more. I'm feeling more comfortable. I'm ready to start kind of actually doing this soon. And I hope you had a good time. I certainly did. Tune in next time.